One decisions that you have made growing up that have shaped, transformed who you are today?
Yeah, so one critical decision. Thank you again for having me this evening. One major decision that I have taken. I think back then in 300 level in the university. So I studied microbiology, BSc, and after my IT, I made the decision that I wasn't going to practice microbiology. I just said, okay, I'm going to go through school, come out with excellent grades, but that I was not going to practice microbiology because I didn't want to be dealing with bacteria, microorganisms, and all. And that already shaped my view of what I would love to do. I wanted to meet human beings and relate with human beings, you know, on a higher level and not just wait for 22 hours for one microorganism to grow on a petri dish and looking for which antibiotic we kill it. So really, yes, that was one major decision that I took to not to continue with microbiology, not to carry on with microbiology as a career. But of course, I finished my first degree and I finished well. But immediately I got out of school, I started my own career journey. And that has been a major shaping factor into who I am today, what I do, and all that I represent.
All right, thank you so much, Tolu. Tolu, if I should ask you, looking back at where you started from and where you are today, what can you say is the, I know that a lot of things have changed, but what can you say is the major change that has happened then and who you are today?
A major change for me would be my confidence, okay? Before I used to be someone who is so, apart from the fact that I'm reserved and introverted, but my confidence was very, 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 very low. I would be behind the scenes, helping you to do whatever I was going to do. I mean, you wanted to do. But to bring myself to the front, to be today someone that can speak in front of an audience, to be able to even encourage people to do what they need to do or what they can do to help themselves and to be better, I would rather just keep everything to myself in the past. So I'm the person that will sit at the back of the class, has all the ideas in her head to answer questions, will probably have some of the right questions, but I won't say a word. That's the Tolu of before. But the Tolu of today, she has evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has evolved and she's thriving.
All right. Thank you so much, Tolu. Tolu, you know, you mentioned confidence. And I'd like to ask you, Tolu, in your own word, what are you going to say? Why is it that confidence is so important in achieving one's goal and objective or achieving one's dream? Why is it that confidence is important?
So confidence is really, it's a critical factor in how you see yourself and who you choose to become and how you express what you become, you know, what you desire to become. One of the things I identified in myself was the fact that I had so much within me, but it was just shut down within me, and the expression of it was eating me up. So I wanted to release myself, but I didn't have that confidence to push me out. You know, I would ask myself questions. What would this person think? What would that person think? I don't have any good thing to say you know, in short. You know, when I see people that are very well articulate, I'll be like, Tolu, your English is not very wonderful like that, you know. But then again, confidence helps you to express your authenticity. Once you know yourself, once you have found yourself, once you have, you know, come to a knowledge of what it is that you love to do, in expression of that self, confidence is very necessary, because you can't know what you know about yourself and keep it into yourself. You want every other people to know about what you have to offer. And in life generally, if you're not solving a problem, if you're not doing anything to help another human being, if you're not blessing another life, then where does your fulfillment lie in? And so confidence is that trigger that helps you to express that version of yourself, to let people know that you are a solution, or you have a solution to provide. Confidence is that helps you to acknowledge the gifts and the talents and all that you have, and you use it for yourself and you use it for others. Confidence is that factor that can help you to stand up tall. If you say you're a king or you're a queen, then you can stand up tall with your head high as a king and a queen, irrespective of the situation or the people around you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tolu. Tolu, I would like to ask you, and I like the fact that, of course, you're a relationship and marriage expert. Tolu, growing up, have you ever thought of becoming a relationship and a marriage expert? You understand that, the kind of Nigeria that we live in, and when one growing up, and you just tell your parents that I want to be a relationship and marriage expert, what was it like for you? Have you ever thought of growing up that you are going to be a marriage and relationship expert?
At all. No, you know how you grow up and ideas come up. So if I tell you that I started from secondary school, I wanted to be an architect, but then I did not like further maths. And you needed to do further maths in JAM. So JAM jammed me. I removed architecture from my list. Then I said, okay, I was a science student. Let me go and do medicine. JAM jammed me. I was not taking for medicine. I was taking from microbiology. Then in school, I made up my mind that this microbiology, thank God for that I'm in school, but I will not use it to do anything. Well, at that time, I was going to practice it, even though the knowledge has come in very useful with regards to my health and well-being and helping others. So with regards to being a relationship or marriage expert in any way, not at all. I didn't even know such a thing existed. Apart from even in the religious setting, I didn't know it existed until after a while I got to know that when you want to get married, you go for counseling in church, and I didn't know what it entailed. I read a few books. My parents gave me a few books to read. My father was a reader. He loved reading. And their marriage, my parents' marriage, was a role model marriage for me. So I really didn't even think, I thought everybody else was like the family I came up from, until I got married. And I got married a bit earlier than my peers. And I started seeing some dynamics in my own marriage. And I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how it is. And I got some flogging in my own marriage too, but in while reflecting some years ago, I was having like my own quiet time after waking up, and I was already like, this is what you're going to do. And I was running away from it. Marriage. Hey, I'm not going to do relationship and marriage, I will call it a download. I woke up from sleep and it was like I had a dream and then there was a download, but it was very, very, I would say it was deeply spiritual for me. And by the time I started asking questions, even to the voices that I was hearing, and one of the questions I asked was, because then I had already been training as a health coach. And I said, okay, if I did not go into, if I have to do this, then what about all my training in health coaching? What about everything that I already know? I'm an HR professional. Let's put everything together. Where is marriage and all of that coming from? And I was reminded of some of the things I had gone through in life. I was already being managed for high blood pressure at that time. I had already had 2 surgeries in my eyes, which was based on pressure in my eyes, glaucoma. And so the responses I heard was, if everything was okay with you in your marriage at that time, you would probably not have had the issues you had with your health. If you knew the things you needed to know about yourself, about what marriage is, about your husband, you probably will not have gone through the extent to which some of the things I went through at that time. And so I was like, okay, so what is it now? And the response I got then was to help people that are preparing for marriage or young marriages to understand exactly what they want to do first for themselves, because a lot of people go into this thing called marriage and they don't even know what they want, so to come out confidently in their own skin, to identify what marriage is, to know what they want for themselves. You go the certificate before you go into the marriage, but then to navigate life and enjoy life first as an individual, and then when you enter marriage. So that was how I got into relationship and marriage coaching.
Thank you so much,
It was
Tolu, for
never
that.
planned.
Thank you so much for that illustration. Tolu, I would like to ask you this, and this is specifically for singles that are, of course, watching us on this show. What would you recommend that is the number one ingredient every single individual that's preparing for marriage should have, or should know, or should be before getting into a marriage?
Know thyself. That is the fundamental thing. Know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. And when I talk about knowing yourself with regards to your personality, who you are, knowing yourself in terms of your purpose, knowing yourself in terms of emotional mastery, knowing yourself in terms of your career. What is it that you're looking forward to? What are your personal goals? What drives you? Knowing yourself in terms of your values and your beliefs. Knowing yourself in terms of what value am I bringing into this relationship? Okay? Knowing yourself in terms of what do I really, really, really want in this relationship? Knowing yourself in terms of what is the purpose of this relationship? What is my why? So knowing yourself across almost every dimension you can think of, your environment, that is your spirituality, your emotions, your physiology, your health and well-being. That's why sometimes they will tell you to go and do some medical tests before you go into marriage. Knowing yourself in terms of your identity. Who are you? If you were to use 3 words to describe yourself, or 3 people, or your friends and well-wishers need to use 3 words to describe you, well, how would they describe you? So who are you? What gives you joy? What gives you a sense of fulfillment and achievement? Beyond the tangibles. When I say tangibles, beyond money, beyond recognition. If you're not recognized, if you're stripped of everything and anything that you have around you, who are you underneath? Who are you really to yourself and to the people around you? Partner with yourself. Love yourself. So the first partnership is the relationship you have with yourself. What relationship do you have with yourself? So knowing yourself to understand the relationship that you have with yourself. Do you love yourself enough to even want to love somebody else to go into that relationship? Or are you going to project everything you don't like about yourself and project it into that relationship? What is your focus? What is your focus as a person? Are you focusing on the good things and positive things around you? Or are you focusing on everything that is not working? What solution are you providing? When you're with friends and you're networking or you're gisting and all, and somebody has a problem, do you keep on, make the subject matter the problem? Or are you someone that will be like, this has happened, what can we do moving forward? So where do you lie in the scheme of things? So yes, the fundamental thing is knowing yourself, and knowing yourself across different spectrum.
Thank you so much, Tolu. Honestly, I wasn't enough to, we are so happy to have you, and thank you for those words that you have shared today. And I want to ask you again, and that the further question that we asked was for singles, and this one now is for especially married couples. Tolu, please, can you give us what are you going to recommend for married couples, and that they should have even in their marriage? What are the things that they must exhibit, and especially for those that just got married?
So whether you just got married or you have been married for 30 years, the thing is that you keep on renewing your marriage as if you just got married. Okay? And fundamentally, I mean, we talk about love, and the KPIs of love are, I would say that they are what has been spelled out for us in First Corinthians 13. But then again, loving yourself, loving your partner. What does love mean to you? What does love mean to your partner? Having respect, respecting your partner, respecting yourself. Have regard for your partner. The fundamental thing is to first to keep on you keep on creating and focusing on your destination as a couple. Where are both of us? Where are we going to? You know, what do we really want in this marriage? And keep on reminding yourself of where you're going to. The journey may be a bit wavy, for some people rocky, you know, but are you focusing on the issues, or are you focusing on what you really, really want? Because when you focus on what you really want, when you focus on our happiness together, our fulfillment as a couple together, our, you know, what we've been able to achieve together as a couple, our joy together as a couple, then when the issues of marriage come up, you are more inclined to want to create or look for solutions, you know, to be able to navigate that terrain such that you can still get to that wonderful place, that happy place that you want to get to based on your definition of your happy place. Okay, so really it is both of you focusing on what you will define as your happy place and navigating. So communication is very key, respect is very key, having regard for each other is very key. You need to understand what love is to yourself and to your husband or your wife. And also, when we talk about communication, therein lies love languages. So love languages comes in terms of your words, you know, the kind of words that you use and the actions and every other thing around you that you take, that you know, that you need to do. And also have your forgiveness bank, you know, that your forgiveness bank account, keep on loading it, because, you know, the thing is that when people around us, other people, when they hurt us, most people are, they find it easy to forgive them. But when it comes from your spouse, you know, depending on the intensity of whatever the pain may be, it's almost, you know, forgiveness comes in very, maybe very tough. So build your forgiveness account and remember, forgive others as God has forgiven you, because you too, you're not perfect. And that others includes your partner as well. So
Exactly.
yes,
Absolutely.
you said one, but I think I've said a
Yeah,
lot already.
it's okay. It's really, really fine. All right, Tulu. I'd like to ask you this. Tulu, can you share with us one advice you have received from someone that has made a profound effect to who you are today?
Okay, so that would be from my father. Okay, I remember um, when I was attempting to complete my JAM form, and the JAM brochure then, one bulky brochure, I didn't know that some courses existed in life. So some courses like forestry, you know, I didn't know that Yoruba language was a course in the university, you know, and then my head was, we are going to I want to read medicine. But as I was going through it and I was asking questions that day, so in my family then growing up, we used to talk a lot. And so I asked my dad then, wait, what is this course about? I was just curious. And he says, Tolu, don't get confused. You know, I don't care what you study as long as you excel in whatever you do. And that was, I mean, that has formed me in terms of whatever you do, whether you think it makes sense to you or to others, or it doesn't make sense to others, whatever you decide to lay your hands on, do it well and excel in it.
Thank you so much, Tulu.
So that was
That was really profound, Tulu. Tulu, can you share with us your life principle that you live by? You can share 2 or 3 with us. Any life principle that you live by that has helped you?
okay. So yes, one of my major values is relationships, and I love this quote by John Maxwell, which has really guided a lot of the things that I've been relating with people, and which is to ask for a heart before you ask for the hand. So that life principle of connecting with people before you can demand or ask or request of anything from them. So ask for a hand before you ask for a heart. That's one. And then another, live and let live. And don't use your own wahala to come and disturb my life. So live and let live. And that is that if you want to live and enjoy your own life, relate with the other person such that you are not a nuisance, you're not a barrier to whatever that person is, wants to achieve. So I am going on my own lane. Everybody has their own lane and they are focusing on it. Why would you want to punch holes into another person's lane? Let them focus on their focus and you focus on your own focus. And everybody will live together happy ever after. So yes, live and let live.
Thank you so much, Tolu.
Yeah.
Tolu, even as we round up now, Tolu, if you are to give me an advice that I should hold in my heart, what would that be?
What would that advice be? Advice would be to keep on evolving to thrive. Be sensitive and be aware of yourself, and with that awareness, keep evolving to thrive. When I talk about evolving, I today you're speaking today, Talk Influencers on IG Live. Tomorrow, it may be that I did this for 2 years, so you refer to it as a thing of the past, but you've probably gone on to another level. So keep evolving, accept yourself for who you are, love yourself, and ensure that in everything you do, you have whatever your purpose is or you're working towards it. Keep evolving towards it and ensure that you are thriving as you're evolving.
All right, Taylor. Thank you very much, Tolu, for this wonderful, wonderful section. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We have guest today is TOLU AFONJA. Please go follow her. She's on Instagram, of course. She's on LinkedIn, and of course, there's a program that is coming up at least. Is it by 7, Tolu? Is it by 7 or by 6?
By 7 p.m. So that's the Couples Dashboard Design Program, a goal-setting webinar for couples that are married.
All right. So
if you're engaged, you can join.
Can you just talk about it a little bit? Of course, we have some people that are watching us right now on the show, and they would like to, of course, be a part of the section. So can you just talk about it a little bit, then talk about where we can reach you on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and of course, if you want to send a DM, of course, we want to invite you to sections on, I know not only in Nigeria, all over Africa and the world. How can we reach you?
So about the program, this evening by 7 p.m., I'm having a couples dashboard design webinar. It is free, but registration is required. And what is it about? It's a goal-setting masterclass for couples to help you, as we navigate through life, as we navigate through marriages, it is really about identifying what the key areas are for you in your own marriage. There are no two marriages that are the same. So first is to identify your own unique key areas in your marriage. Assess yourself right now. Where are you on that journey with respect to each of the key areas? And we'll also be looking at creating, I'm going to help you set a goal in one of the key areas that you have identified for yourself. And then there's the dashboard. So just a snippet. What is a dashboard? When you're driving and you see the dashboard tells you at what level you are, different indices, of your car, at what level they are working. So you see the fuel level, you see the water level, you see your speedometer, you see even the AC, you can turn it high, low, the highest, whether it's 1, 2, 3, but then on the dashboard, you see the different indices of where your car is at that point where you're moving. And so the couple's dashboard is having visualized where you want to, what do you want to see on your dashboard, such that when you look at it, automatically you are able to say that this is where we are now on this journey. We are at 50 over 100. We are at 80 over 100 with regards to communication. We are at 60 over 100 with regards to parenting. So that is what we'll be looking at. Just a snippet, and I've always given you free
so much,
free gist, but then it's free anyways. So please, you can connect with me.
All right. Okay.
Connect with me, TOLU AFONJA on Instagram. Once you connect with me, you'll get access to you also get information about the program. You can still register now up until 6:55 p.m. You get the link automatically in your email address, and you can join us.
All right, awesome. And you're also on LinkedIn too?
So all my social media platforms, I'm TOLU AFONJA.
All right, so people, please don't, you can't afford to miss the wonderful section, of course, with TOLU AFONJA by 6 p.m. WAT today, and just slide into a DM, of course.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Sorry.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. today, WAT. Please go slide into our DM, and of course, he can, of course, send you a link will be sent to you, and you can be a part of this last life transforming section with the amazing TOLU AFONJA. Of course, you are just giving us a tip of what is to come on that section, so you can't afford to miss this wonderful section with her. Thank you so much, TOLU AFONJA. As we round up now, I'd like to ask you this last question, TOLU. TOLU, what are you going to say to your younger self? What are you going to say to the 16-year-old TOLU AFONJA? What advice are you going to give to her?
So, is it to give to her an advice?
Yes, to 16-year-old TOLU AFONJA.
What advice will I give her? I would tell her to, first I would thank her, I'm thanking her from my heart for who she was at that time, my 16-year-old self. I'm giving her my gift of confidence. So now I'm confident. 16-year-old then was not confident. So I'm handing over that gift of confidence, and I'm telling her to stand out and stand tall.
Absolutely. Stand out and stand tall. Thank you so much, TOLU AFONJA. It has been an amazing section with you right here on the Talk Influencers. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This is the Talk Influencers. Of course, this is where we explore the mindset of amazing achievers. We share their secret to success and how the decisions they've made over the years have shaped, transformed who they are today. Our guest today is TOLU AFONJA. Of course, she's an amazing relationship and marriage expert. Please go slide into her DM, and of course, follow her at TOLU AFONJA on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on every social media handle, of course, at TOLU AFONJA. So much to learn from her, especially when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to your marriages. If you want to get better at what you do in terms of your relationship, in terms of your marriage, please, TOLU AFONJA is your best bet for that. So thank you so much, TOLU AFONJA, for tuning in. So for those who won't miss this section, please, this full section will be, of course, on our IG Live at Talk Influencers. You can, of course, catch up with us on the show. And until next time, we're going to be having another guest next week, and I'm so excited to have the next guest next week. So thank you so much, TOLU AFONJA. I don't know if you have any words to say, and you just want to call it a day for you now.
I mean, my words are always my tagline: evolve to thrive. Make sure that in all that you do, you are evolving to thrive. Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TOLU. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. This is the Talk Influencer.